Happy Friday, art dudes and art dudettes. Today, I wanted to put out a quick podcast about a Supreme Court ruling in the Andy Warhol Foundation lawsuit against photographer Lynn Goldsmith for the use of copyright issues. But more about that in just a moment. Welcome back. All right, so the Supreme Court has finally ruled on this court case, and I have been following this court case since May of 2022. So for a little over a year, this caught my attention. And a little history on what's going on. There was a photographer, Lynn Goldsmith, and she licenses her work to other publications or people or whatever to, print her images, like for a one-time use or something like that. And she does that for magazines and stuff like that. And Andy Warhol used her image to create a series of artworks on the musician Prince. And this is, I think, shortly after he had died. And this is really common for artists to use photographs or images that they find and create other works. And the standing on copyright issue for this process is that the artist then takes that image and changes it and alters it, makes it into something new, and quite frequently will use that artwork then for a different purpose than what the original photograph or image was used in, like a publication or something like that. So that it changes the artwork, it changes the use of the artwork, and so that makes it safe from any infringement on copyright from the original image. So that's kind of how all that works from a history. But the history of this particular case is after she used the image, and Andy Warhol then took her image and made a series of silkscreen images, which he does quite often, and artists have always done this. It's very common. And but then the magazine Condé Nast then, or was it, maybe it was Vanity Fair, I can't remember, used that artwork then for an article and used it like on the cover of their magazine or something like that. And she saw the cover and questioned why they were doing that, because she didn't give permission for that to happen. And so she kind of, through her questioning, the Andy Warhol Foundation then filed a lawsuit against her, kind of a preemptive strike type thing, so that she wouldn't sue them for copyright. And so they won. And she appealed that ruling, and the appellate court then... Sorry about that. Siri on my laptop started questioning me, interrupting my recording. Siri is so stupid. I hate her. Anyway, the appellate court ruled in photographer Lynn Goldsmith's favor, so she won. So then the Andy Warhol Foundation appealed that to the Supreme Court. And now the Supreme Court issued their ruling yesterday, and they ruled in favor of Lynn Goldsmith. And the ramifications are that this could potentially have some repercussions throughout the art world. The Supreme Court justices don't think that it's going to change anything in terms of copyright issues with people reusing artwork and changing it and everything, because they think that the use of it is the kind of the qualifier here. But in this particular court case, the original photograph that Lynn Goldsmith took was used in a publication, and so the Andy Warhol Foundation, or Andy Warhol, then used his artwork in a publication. So the use was the same thing. That was the whole qualifier of what was going on with the Supreme Court. So that's why they ruled against the Andy Warhol Foundation. So this is something that I've been watching for, like I said, for a year now. I've been waiting to see what was going to happen, what kind of ramifications this may have in the art world. And right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be too impactful, unless, of course, the artwork and the new artwork, the original artwork and the new artwork are used for the same purpose. Then that kind of becomes like something that people are now going to have to watch. So it's all pretty fascinating. I don't know if you've been following it, but there's a lot of articles online right now about this court ruling. It was on the news last night, and it's rare that something from the art world makes the world news on major networks, but it did, and this is pretty cool. So if you get a chance, read about it. The Art newspaper is where I usually get a lot of my articles. So if you get a chance, do an online search and try to find it and read about it, because the whole thing is pretty fascinating. So anyway, that's what this podcast is about. And if you've got any thoughts or comments, let me know. I'd like to hear them. Y'all have a great day and enjoy your weekend.